Hello students, I am glad to meet you through this model classroom again. The topic which I am going to discuss with you is the continuation of interpretation of charts. In this lecture, I discuss about how to interpret with tabular forms. Everyone knows visual or data interpretation helps us to understand data quickly. Data interpretation or visual interpretation is the process of making sense out of a collection of data that has been processed. This collection may be present in various forms like bar graphs, line charts, and tabular forms. Charts, graphs, and tables will sometimes have a legend which is like a code book to explain the information. In this lecture, I am going to discuss with you about what is table, the characteristic features of a good table, importance of tables, how to interpret the given table into a very good paragraph, what are the steps that need to be followed, model answer, tips for writing, and conclusion. What is table? Tables are frequently used to visually communicate the data. A table, which comes from Latin tabula, meaning flat, tablet, or list, is normally a structured set of numbers in columns and rows that give an orderly way to look at the numbers. The goal in creating tables, charts, or graphs is to present data in a clear and accurate format which is easily interpreted by everyone. In this slide, you can know about what are the important characteristic features of using a good table. This is a very simple method used to analyze the data, and it is also helpful to display the data in tabular form. Always a table should have a title. In the tabular form, you get a systematic arrangement of rows and columns. The subheading of the columns and rows must be stated clearly. The source of information should be stated and easy to understand. Organize your tables neatly so that the meaning of the table is obvious at the first glance itself. You may be thinking like, why charts, graphs, tables for engineering students? Don't think like that, because it has various characteristic features and also helps you to identify why it is very important. It is very accurate as well as an easy method to display the data. Although this is a simple method, it is time consuming. It makes comparison easier to understand. It highlights the important information. It is easy and fast in decision making. Tables are widely used in communication, research, and data analysis. Tables appear in print media, handwritten notes, computer software, architectural ornamentation, traffic signs, and many other places. In this slide, you can see an example of how to interpret a table. In this slide, you will see the techniques and thought processes of structuring the given table into a paragraph. With a table, you need to determine what kind of information should be analyzed, because you don't need to use all the figures given on the table unless necessary. It is good to follow 3 steps what I have given you in the slide. The first step is the introductory statement. Read the topic carefully and identify the important information and the figures you consider to be important. Paraphrase the provided information in one sentence. Let the opening sentence can be stated like given below. The given table shows, the table represents, this diagram illustrates. The second step is about the body paragraph. This body paragraph is about how to describe the data. You can overview the data and identify the common trend or the similarities that happens in the table. Always highlight the highest and the lowest data. Highlight the key changes or the trends that happens in the table. Use suitable connectives and discourse markers. Use linking devices like while, whereas, compared to, in comparison with, as opposed to, in contrast, on contrary, however, which help to show the coherence and cohesion in the paragraph clearly. The last step is about the summary sentence. An overall sentence that ties everything together and talks about any other significant information that can be stated apart from other given information. In this slide, I have given you the model answer for the table which I have given in the previous slide. If you look at this model answer, it is very clear whatever steps I have spoken to you, I have implemented it. In the first paragraph, it is stated about the introduction. In the second paragraph, it is stated about the body of the complete table. In the last paragraph, it is giving you the summary about the overall picturization about the table. Again, in this slide, I have given you one more example to interpret the table. The table below shows the average band scores of Indian students from different language groups. Summarize the information, selecting and reporting the main features, and you can compare the information as applicable in the table. You can find the model answer for the question which is given in the previous slide. Kindly look at this model answer. So far, I have been discussing with you about what is table, its characteristics, features, and its importance for writing, how to interpret the table into paragraph, how to structure a good paragraph. Now, let me discuss with you about some of the tips for writing. While writing a table into a paragraph, you need to look at the few things what you need to have it in your mind. The first thing is summarize the table. This is a very important skill and is arguably the focus of the entire task. Look at the figures in the table and the tense of the data. Identify whether it is in past, present, or predict future trends. The second one is to divide the data. You can split the data into signified groups. This helps you to describe the data and the information what you can see from the table. And the third one is make your point clearly. How you structure your paragraph determines your efficiency in writing. Next, compare and contrast with exceptions. You can use range of linking devices like compared to, as opposed to, in terms of, while. Try to avoid being repetitive with your sentence structure. Identify a good range of vocabulary and use them in your interpretation. Be accurate in reporting and presenting the most important information in the given figure. Organize your paragraph in the logical sequencing and order them properly. Your overall fluency and clarity of your presentation will determine your effective presentation. I'd like to conclude that describing a table or a chart is not a very tough task. You just need to follow the above discussed steps so that you can also excel in writing.